أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربنا زدنا علما آمين يا رب العالمين. Welcome to level 4. Today inshallah we are going to learn about العدد في القرآن. This is our lesson number 37 for advanced number structures. So let's learn numbers in Arabic. So before learning Arabic numbers themselves, we should first remember something we already know from English, and that is that the numbers are of two types: the cardinal numbers and the ordinal numbers. Cardinal numbers are used for counting numbers, and ordinal numbers are for the position numbers. So cardinal numbers are numbers used for counting. They answer the question, how many? And as you can see the example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. And for in the sentence, we can say, I have three apples. Like, and there are 10 students in the class. So these are all examples in which we can see the cardinal numbers are used. So they are mainly used for counting the quantity. Then we have the ordinal numbers, and these are the numbers used for order and position. They answer the question which one in order or something is in an order or a list, like the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, like that. So when like here, um, when we say that I have three books, we are using a cardinal number, and he came in third place or she finished in the first place, then that means we are using an ordinal number. So they are used for order or ranking. So just here you can see as cardinal numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, and ordinals are the first, as they are just telling us about the rank or the position, the second, the third, the fourth. So just how you can just remember them, like cardinal is for counting and ordinal is for order. So keeping this difference in our minds is very important because Arabic also has these two categories. Just as in English, like Arabic numbers are not all used in the same way. Some numbers count quantities, while others show order and rank. So as we study Arabic numbers, we shall like we will be learning that how to count things, like how numbers change with masculine and the feminine nouns, and how numbers agree or disagree with the asma, the nouns that they describe, that we call the madud, and how ordinal numbers are used for the tertib, for the sequence or the order. So this topic is extremely important because numbers appear everywhere in the Arabic, like in the Quran, in the Hadith, in daily speech, like in dates and time, and in many grammatical discussions. So before entering the detailed rules, like how the other appear in Quran and in the Arabic grammar, just like let us just keep this simple foundation firmly in our minds that cardinal numbers are used for counting and the ordinal numbers are used for the order. So with this understanding, inshallah, learning Arabic numbers will become much easier and more organized. So let's see here, inshallah. We know that at least we know that in Arabic that every number has two parts, like when we are like describing anything, like there is adad, the number, and the madu, the thing being counted. Like for example, three books, so three is the number and books is the madud, is the counted thing. And then we have the 10 students, like 10 is the number here simply, and students is the counted thing, and that's a madud. Then 5 pans, 5 is the number, and pans is the counted thing, that's a madud. Also, remember that the grammar rules for the number and the counted noun change depending on the range of the numbers. As we have already know that all these detailed rules that we need to understand that they are going to change. There will be different rules for different types of numbers. So, uh, um, like I already mentioned, that we are going to learn that how the numbers are agreeing or disagreeing with the madud or the nouns they describe. So, these are the numbers in the Quran, and if you are interested, I encourage you all to memorize them because they are very important. They appear many times in the Quran. So, like for one, Wahid, two, Isnan, three, Salasa, four, Arba, five, Khamsa, six, Sitta, seven, Sab'a, eight, Samania, nine, Tisa, 10, Ashara, 11, Ahada Ashara, 12, Isna Ashara. Then we have 19. So that is this because after that there is the same sequence for from 13 to 18. Then we have 19, تسعة عشر, 20, Ishrun, 30, Salasun, 40, Arbaun, 50, Khamsun, 60, Sittun, 70, Sabun, 80, Samanun, 99, Tisa wa Tisun, then 100, Mia, and then 200, Miatani, 300, Salasu Miata, then 1000 is Alf, 2000 is Alfani, 3000 is Salasatu Alaf, 5000, Khamsatu Alaf, and then 50,000 is Khamsuna Alfan, and then 1 lakh is Miatu Alf. So these are the numbers that have appeared in the Quran. Now, the form and the gender of the numbers change based on the madud. Remember that as um, like when we are going to look at the examples, so that thing will be clear that their role in the sentence is going to change according to the madud, and this will become uh, like um, more clear when we are going to learn different groups of the numbers and their rules. We already read for these examples for 11 plus numbers that in the last few sessions we were learning about the other than the madud. And here we learned that from 11 onwards, excluding 100 and 1000, the counted item, the madud, is expressed as tamyiz. And these were the examples for tamyiz when we were doing the topic of tamyiz. For example, in the phrase 14 pans, the word pans is the madud. So here, let's see the examples. Let's just have a recap of these examples. فَانْفَجَرَتْ minhu snata asharata aina. So then 12 springs burst forth and from it. So madud here is this noun. This is a tamyiz. For as we learned that from 11 onwards, the madud is going to be a tamyiz for that sentence. It should be singular, it should be common, and it should be mansoob. Then that's a tamyiz. It clarifies what 12 things burst forth, and that's what the means is, because it just give the explanation to the vague numbers or the vague sentences. So that's our the means. As here you can see فانفجرت min husnata ashara aina. So isnata ashara, like 12 what? So 12 springs. So springs, that's a madud here. And that's a tamyiz because you can see that it's singular, it's mufrad, it's nakira, and it's mansoob. Then we have inni raitu ahada ashara what? Kawkaban. So no doubt I saw 11 planets. So here again, the Madud is Kaukaban, and that's what the means. It's singular, it's common, and it's mansub. So you see that here after 11 and the plus numbers, whenever there is Madud, it is going to take the position of the means. And that's how you're going to put the do the era for the numbers that are plus 11. So here it clarifies what 11 things we saw. He saw 11 planets. Then we have fight almost sittina miskinan. So then they should feed how many, like there should be a number like 60 poor people. So now here um, Madud is miskinan, and that's what the means. And we can notice that again, it's mufrad, it's nakira, and it's mansoob. And it is clarifying what 60 people should be fed. So here, this is just a recap for the 11 plus numbers when we were doing the means. And the Madud is considered as the means that is singular noun, and it should be common and mansoob. Now let's start with numbers from 1 to 2. Here we see that the singular form already shows at 1 and the dual shows 2. Very simple. For example, kitabun is one book and kitabani, that's the dual form that means two books. That ani, we know that this shows the dual combination. So that's two books, kitabun and kitabani. So sometimes wahidun and isnani are added for emphasis or clarity. So that's the main thing that we are going to learn for numbers 1 and 2. So in that cases, the number functions as sifa. This is the main thing that we are going to remember, that uh, in the end of the numbers, that what each number, what each set of group is called. Like for 1 and 2, whenever we are going to see 1 and 2 with the noun, we are going to take them as mawsuf sifa fragment. So let's see here. The number functions as a sifa describing the madud. For example, here وقال الله لا تتخذوا إلهين اثنين إنما هو إله واحد فإياي فارهبون. So Allah said that do not take two gods إلهين اثنين. He is only one God, so fear only me. فَيَّايَ فَارْهَبُونَ. The Madud is the Mawsuf here, and the other is the Sifa. So this is what we are going to remember for numbers 1 and 2 only, that whenever we are going to see a fragment which has the number and its Madud, the other than the Madud, which has 1 and 2, the numbers, so we are going to take it as a Mawsuf Sifa fragment. Adad will be the sifa describing the mawsuf. As we can see here, ilahin isnain, we have two gods here. So the two is sifa, and snain here, the gods are in this case is a mawsuf. So this is the main thing that we are going to remember for numbers 1 and 2. Now let's move on to numbers 3 to 10. So here they are going to make an idafa. Very simple to remember, that the numbers 1 and 2, whenever we are going to see them, we'll see them as a mawsuf sifa fragment. And the numbers from 3 to 10, whenever we are going to see 3 to 10 numbers, we know that this part is going to be a idafa from 3 to 10. So for 3 to 10 numbers, the numbers and the counted that madud form an idafa. The number is the mudaf, and the counted noun, the madud, is mudaf ilayh. Simply, this rule is what we are going to remember. So the number takes the opposite gender of the singular of the counted noun. This is a very important point for the numbers from 3 to 10. That the number that we are going to take, it is going to be the opposite gender of the singular form of the counted noun. For example, let's see here to make this point clear. It's if it is salas ayyam. So here you can see this ta marbuta here. So why ta marbuta? Because let's see the madud. This is the plural form. And the singular form of yam is yom. And we know that yom is masculine. So By keeping that thing in mind, the number that we are going to use, it must be in the feminine form, because we are going to apply this rule for numbers 3 to 10. The number takes the opposite gender of the singular of the madud. So here madud is a yam, the singular form is yom, that's masculine. So the number is going to take the opposite gender, and that will be salasa. And here, as you can see, and it is feminine. Let's see an example to make this clear. And this is how it is used in the Quran. فَأَكَرُوهَا فَقَالَ تَمَتَّعُوا فِي دَارِكُمْ ثَلَاثَةَ أَيَّامٍ ذَلِكَ وَعْدٌ غَيْرُ مَكْذُوبٍ. Then they slaughtered it. So he said, enjoy yourself in your home for 3 days. ثَلَاثَةَ أَيَّامٍ. That is an undeniable promise. So ayamin, as you can see, because it's mudafilay, so it is the state of jar. It has a kasra. So the number salasa is the mudaf here, and the madud here, ayam is will be the mudafilay. The thing being counted, that's ayam, is the mudafilay. So now you can see that the number is feminine. Why? Because the singular form of the madud, that's ayam here, is we know that that's masculine. As already mentioned, that it's yom, and yom is a masculine word. So the thing that we are going to remember is that the gender of the other is always opposite of the gender of the singular form of the madud. And also the status of the number is simply determined by the role it is playing in the sentence. And in this ayah, 3 days is maful fihi, and that is why it's mansoob. So then they slaughtered it. So he said, enjoy yourself in your home for how many? Because it's giving the answer for how many? For 3 days, and that is a maful fihi. So this is about the numbers 3 to 10. The main thing that we are going to remember for numbers 1 and 2, that we are going to make the Mawsuf Sifa fragment. Whenever we are going to see the numbers 1 and 2, we know that they are the fragment they are making is a Mawsuf and Sifa fragment. The Madud is a Mawsuf and the Adad is a Sifa. And for numbers from 3 to 10, we know that they are going to make an Idafa, and the number will be al mudaf, and the madud will be al mudaf ilayh. Let's see another example. Fasihu fil ardi arbata ashhur. So travel freely in the land for how many days? For 4 months. So here arbata is a mudaf. We know that the number, the other is going to be a mudaf, and the thing being counted, the madud, the ashhur is a mudaf ilayh. We know that the numbers from 3 to 10 always make an idafa. So the number is a mudaf, and the madud is a mudaf ilayh. So we know that the number is feminine. Why? Because the singular form of the madud, ashhur, is shahr, and that's a masculine. Because the other point that we need to remember for numbers 3 to 10 is that um, the number is going to be feminine. Like if the singular form of the madud is masculine, that's the thing that we need to remember, that this number is going to take the opposite gender of the gender of the singular form of our madud. So the gender of the other is always opposite of the gender of the singular form of the madud. So now here, let's see the status of the number. The status of the number is simply determined by the role it is playing in the sentence, and in this ayah, 4 months is maful fi again, and that is why it's mansoob arba'ada. Alhamdulillah. So let's see another example for the number 3 to 10. Again, a reminder that whenever we see the numbers from 3 to 10, we know that that's an idafa. سخر عليهم سبع ليال وثمانية أيام حسوما. He imposed it on them for 7 nights and 8 days in succession. So again, we see here the number, the adad is the mudaf, and the madud is the mudaf alayh, simply. But here, one thing we need to see that Saba is masculine here. Why? Because the singular form of the madud, the layal, is Layla. Laylatan, like Laylatan is feminine, and that is why we can see that Sabah is here mm, in the form of, that's the masculine form. Why? Because the Madud, the singular form of the Madud is Layla, and Layla is feminine. So that's how we are going to uh, put the numbers. Just the opposite of the singular form of the Madud. So they are opposite. Like Samania is, again, let's see here, is feminine because the singular form of Yom, Yam is Yom, and Yom is masculine. That is why we see here Samania in the feminine form. They are opposite to each other. So the status of the number is simply determined by, again, by like we are going to see what role it is playing in the sentence. So in this ayah, we see the 7 nights and the 8 days are maful fihi. So that is why sab'a and samania are in the state of nasab. And we can see here layal has a singular form, that's Layla, and Layla is feminine. That is why the number is masculine. A yam, the singular form is yom. Yom is masculine. That is why the other here you can see that's in the form of, that's the feminine form. So this is for the numbers 3 to 10. So inshallah, we are going to continue the numbers 11 to 12 in the next session. Barakallahu li wa lakum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.